What if the next superpower isn't human at all? Right now, machines are being built that don't get tired, don't panic, and don't stop. Here are 8 of the most powerful robots China has created and why they're about to change everything. Number 8. The Unitree B2. At first glance, it doesn't look like much. Just a 4-legged robot, similar to what you've seen before. But the moment it starts moving, everything changes. The Unitree B2 is fast, hitting speeds of up to 6 meters per second. That's faster than most humans can sprint over rough terrain. It can carry loads of up to 250 kilograms, climb stairs, navigate debris, and operate in environments that would stop most machines completely. But here's what really makes it dangerous: the price. While similar robots from Western companies can cost tens of thousands of dollars, Unitree has pushed its pricing dramatically lower, into a range that makes mass deployment realistic. That means this isn't just a robot, it's a scalable tool. In 2025, quadruped robots were already spotted in military-style exercises, scouting terrain, carrying equipment, and assisting in tactical scenarios. And when you have a machine that doesn't get tired, doesn't panic, and can be deployed in large numbers, you're not looking at a gadget. You're looking at a new kind of soldier. Number 7. Deep-seek-powered drone swarms. Now imagine looking up at the sky, and instead of seeing one drone, you see hundreds. Not scattered, not chaotic, moving together, thinking together, adapting in real time. That's exactly what China is building with its AI-powered swarm technology. And this isn't a theory anymore. Advanced AI systems have already shown they can process over 10,000 battlefield scenarios in under a minute, something that would take human teams hours, even days to figure out. Now connect that level of intelligence to a swarm. Each drone isn't just following preset instructions. It's reacting to its environment, adjusting its position, and coordinating with every other drone in the air almost instantly. If one drone is taken out, the rest adapt. If a target moves, the formation shifts. No confusion, no delay. In recent demonstrations, these swarms have behaved like a single living system, launching together, navigating obstacles, and striking targets with minimal human input. And that's where things get uncomfortable, because traditional defense systems are designed to stop one threat at a time. Maybe a few, but hundreds? Moving unpredictably? Making decisions faster than a human can react? At that point, it stops being a fight. It becomes overwhelming. This isn't just about drones anymore, it's about scale. Because when a swarm gets big enough, it doesn't just attack, it surrounds. Number 6. The Norinco P60. This is where things start to feel less like technology and more like a battlefield. The Norinco P60 is an autonomous ground vehicle built to operate without a driver, without direct control, and in some cases, without immediate human input. It can move at speeds of up to 50 kilometers per hour, navigate rough terrain, and assess situations faster than most human operators could react. But speed isn't what makes it dangerous. It's the brain behind it. The P60 is powered by advanced AI systems designed to run efficiently on domestic technology. When restrictions were placed on high-end chips, many experts assumed it would slow China down. It didn't. Instead, engineers adapted, building leaner, more efficient systems that could deliver high performance without relying on foreign hardware. And the P60 is proof of that shift. This machine doesn't just move. It observes, processes, and responds. Imagine a vehicle entering a combat zone, identifying threats, adjusting its path, and making decisions, all before a human operator has fully understood what's happening. That's the level of speed we're talking about. And when machines start operating at that pace, the role of humans begins to change. Because it's no longer about making decisions first, it's about trying to keep up. Number 5. Unitree Go 3-armed quadruped. This is the moment the internet stopped laughing. Because when robot dogs first appeared, people treated them like toys. Something interesting, maybe useful for industry, but nothing serious. Then the footage came out. And everything changed. These weren't harmless machines anymore. These were quadruped robots equipped with weapons, moving through buildings, climbing stairs, navigating tight corners, and operating alongside human soldiers in real-world exercises. No hesitation, no fear, No second thoughts, just execution. These machines are built for the exact environments humans struggle with the most: confined spaces, unstable terrain, and high-risk zones where every second matters. They don't get tired, they don't panic under pressure, and they don't stop unless they're forced to. What makes them even more effective is their size. Unlike large vehicles, these robots can squeeze through doorways, move across uneven surfaces, and reach places that heavier machines simply can't access. That makes them incredibly versatile and incredibly difficult to defend against. Because you're not dealing with a large, visible threat. You're dealing with something small, fast, and persistent, something that keeps coming. And the more of them there are, the harder they are to stop. At that point, it's not just a machine, it's a system. Number 4. PLA motion-controlled combat robots. Now imagine controlling a robot not with buttons, not with a screen, but with your own body. That's exactly what China has already demonstrated. Operators step into motion-sensing suits, and suddenly every movement they make is mirrored by a machine in real time. Punch, it punches. Step, it steps. The delay is so small, it almost feels instant. And that changes everything. For the first time, a human doesn't have to be in danger to fight in a dangerous environment. The robot becomes a physical extension of the operator, able to enter collapsing buildings, toxic zones, or active combat areas where survival would be nearly impossible. It's not just control anymore, it's presence at a distance. What makes this even more powerful is how natural it feels. Humans already know how to move, react, and fight. Instead of learning how to control a machine, the machine learns how to follow the human. That removes a massive barrier and makes the system far more intuitive. As the technology improves, that connection gets tighter. Faster sensors, better feedback systems. Eventually, the robot doesn't just copy movement, it anticipates it. At that point, the line between human and machine starts to blur, because you're no longer commanding a tool. You're operating a second body. And when that becomes reliable, scalable, and widely deployed, it doesn't just change robotics, it changes what it means to physically be somewhere. Number 3. The engine IT-800. This is where things stop feeling experimental and start feeling deliberate. The T-800 isn't just another humanoid robot, it's built for performance under pressure. Standing at around 185 centimeters and weighing roughly 85 kilograms, it's designed with strength, balance, and endurance in mind. Inside, it's packed with dozens of degrees of freedom, allowing it to move with a level of fluidity that feels uncomfortably close to human. The real story isn't the hardware, it's how it's being trained. Instead of keeping the T-800 locked in controlled lab environments, developers are putting it into competitive robot combat tournaments. Real matches, real impacts, real consequences. Machines are learning to fight by fighting. Every match becomes data. Every fall, every strike, every recovery feeds back into the system. Over time, the robot doesn't just perform, it improves. Balance gets sharper, reactions get quicker. Movements become more efficient. This is not static programming. This is adaptive learning. And that's what makes it powerful. Because once a machine can improve through experience, development stops being linear. It accelerates. What takes humans years to refine can be compressed into weeks or even days through repeated iterations. The T-800 represents a shift from building robots to evolving them. And when machines start evolving faster than humans can train, the gap doesn't just grow, it explodes. Number 2. The engine, a IPM-01. This is the moment where everything changes, quietly, almost casually. Because the PM-01 isn't sitting in a lab. It's not being tested behind closed doors. It's already out there, in the real world. Footage has shown these humanoid robots walking alongside police officers, moving through public spaces, observing, interacting, and learning. Not during a staged demo. Not during a one-time event. During normal, everyday activity. Every patrol, every interaction, every movement generates data. The robot learns how people behave, how environments change, and how to navigate unpredictability. And the more it learns, the better it gets, without needing to be rebuilt or redesigned. It just updates, quietly, consistently. Over time, the machine becomes more capable, more aware, and more integrated into the system around it. And most people won't even notice the shift happening. That's what makes the PM01 different. It's not about what it can do, it's about where it already is. Because once a machine becomes part of everyday life, the question is no longer should it be here? It becomes what else can it do? Number 1. China's humanoid robot ecosystem. This is the part most people overlook. Because it's easy to focus on individual robots, the ones that flip, fight, or patrol streets. But the real power isn't any single machine, it's the system behind all of them. China has built something much bigger than a product. It has built an ecosystem. Hundreds of thousands of companies are involved in robotics development. Massive investments are being poured into AI, automation, and manufacturing. Universities are producing engineers at scale, feeding directly into this growing industry. Government policies are actively pushing robotics as a national priority. The numbers are huge. China holds a huge share of global robotics patents. It accounts for more than half of robot installations worldwide. Its supply chain controls a significant portion of the components needed to build humanoid machines. That means faster production, lower costs, and rapid iteration. Everything connects: hardware, software, data, manufacturing. Each improvement feeds into the next. Each breakthrough spreads across the system almost instantly. That's why progress feels so fast. Because it is. And once an ecosystem like this reaches full momentum, it becomes incredibly difficult to compete with. You're not just competing with one company or one robot, you're competing with an entire network, and network scale. So the real question isn't whether these robots will improve. They will. The question is what happens when millions of them exist, all built, trained, and deployed by the same system. Because when that moment comes, the gap doesn't close slowly. It closes all at once.